Hello, kindergarten friends. It is time for some math with Mrs. Hamilton. Today, I would love for you to follow along with me if you can. So go out and grab something to write with and something to write on. You can go ahead and pause this video right here to go grab your supplies. Today, I am going to use a wipe-off board and a marker. Now, I didn't have a plain white wipe-off board. It's actually, if you look, it's a calendar upside down. But I'm just using what I have at home, just like you guys can right now. You can use paper, you can use wipe-off board, maybe you have a chalkboard. Whatever you have, go and grab it and see if you can follow along with me. So I told you that we're going to do math today. We're going to do a little bit of adding since we're really good adders. And then we're going to do a little bit of a challenge at the end. So stay tuned to the whole thing. So if you have out your supplies, if not, you paused it to go get some. And then we are going to start off, let's warm our brains up a little bit with some adding. So write on your board, you can write along with me. Let's start with 6 plus 2. Now we know how to add 6 plus 2 a couple different ways. We can use our fingers, we can use dots, we can count in our head, we can use a number line, or we can use things that we find around the house. Like I've got some pebbles today that we're gonna use, and you could find anything like that too. Rocks, pebbles, maybe you've got some little toys that you can add up. Either way, let's get back to our problem. If you have out your supplies, you can use that too. So we always look for the big number. The big number is 6, so that's where we're gonna start. If we lock that one in our head, we can make 2 dots over here under 2, but we don't need to make the 6, because remember, it's the big one, so we locked it in. So 6, 7, 8. Did you get 8 too? Well, 8 is definitely the answer. If you notice, I've got a number line up here too. You can just make a number line. You don't even have to have one at your house. You just write all the numbers to 10, put a line, and then a dot above each one so that you can hop on dots. So let's try 6 plus 2 hopping on the number line. I want to start with that big number. That big number is 6. So 6 is right here. And then we talked about how if we're going to hop and add things together, it has to get bigger. So I need to go to the bigger side of the number line when I hop. Starting at 6 and making 1, 2 hops. And look at that, I landed at 8, just like I did when I used those dots. That is handy stuff. Let's try another one. So clean off your board, or maybe scooch down on your paper, whatever you're using. And let's do another one. This time, let's do one that you might think is kind of easy. Let's try 5 plus 1. Go ahead and write 5 plus 1 on your board. Maybe you don't even have to write it because you think, Mrs. Hamilton, that is easy stuff. If I start at the big number 5 and I add 1 more, that's just like going up 1 on the number line. That's like starting here at 5 and making 1 hop. And we would just know that after 5 comes 6. So if I have 5 of something and I add 1 more, piece of cake, it is 6. Those are ones that we can actually add really fast in our head. Here in a minute, I'm gonna have some flashcards and they're gonna have plus 1, and I'm gonna see how quickly you can add them in your head. Until then, we're gonna practice one more problem together. So clean off that board. Let's practice a little bit of a bigger one. Let's do 8 plus 2. Now that's a little bigger one, although you might be thinking you can do it in your head. If I start at the big number, that big number is 8, and I underline it because that makes it quicker for me. If I find the big number, then I don't have to count all the way to 8. I just lock 8 in my head. So 8 is our big one, and then we plus or add 2. So there's a couple different ways we can think about this one too. We can either think about it on the number line. We can start at 8 and make 2 hops. We could lock 8 in our head and make 2 dots down here. Or we could even use our fingers. We could start with 8 fingers and then add 2 more. Now all those different ways, they'd come to the same answer. Did you get 10? Me too. Because if I think 8 and I count these dots, 9, 10. I can even kind of count like that in my head. I can say 8 in my head and think 2 more. So 8, 9, 10. Those are ones that you can do in your head too. Those are super easy. So 10 is our answer. Okay, are you ready for some quick flashcards? So now what I'm gonna do is I've got some flashcards here, and they all have plus 1. Let me shuffle them up so you don't, it doesn't trick you. So they all have +1 on them. Remember, that's just like hopping one on the number line or adding one more when you're counting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show them to you first and see if you can say them out loud at your house. Your family or whoever you're living with right now should be able to hear you shouting those answers because you're like, oh, I know these. I'm really good at math. So let's get started. So 2 plus 1. Shout it out if you know it. 6 plus 1. 5 plus 1. 10 plus 1. That's a big number, but what's after 10? 11. 1 plus 1. 9 plus 1. 8 plus 1. 7 plus 1. 4 plus 1. And 3 plus 1. How did you do? Did you get all those that fast? That was super duper fast. We're going to go through them one more time, and I'm going to say the answer this time, and if you got the answer, say it again with me. You'll get even better the more that you practice. So 2 plus 1 is 3. 6 plus 1 is 7. 5 plus 1 is 6. 10 plus 1 is 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. 9 plus 1 is 10. 8 plus 1 is 9. 7 plus 1 is 8. 4 plus 1 is 5. And 3 plus 1 is 4. Good job. Let's crank it up a notch and get a little bit trickier. I just have a couple of these, and these ones are 2 plus a number. So we just did 1 plus a number, and it was just like hopping 1 time. Well, if we do 2 plus a number, it's like hopping 2 times or counting 2 more when we go in our head. So if we think back to this problem we just did together, we had 8, and then we made either 2 hops or 2 dots. So when you think in your head, you kind of just count 2 more times. 8, 9, 10, and the answer is 10. So see if you can do these ones in your head too. So 2 plus 7, what is it? 2 plus 6. 2 plus 5. 2 plus 4. 2 plus 3. And 2 plus 2. That one's an easy one. What is it? Did you say it? I hope so. Okay, one more time. I'll help you out with the answers this time. If you still know the answers, then say them along with me. So 2 plus 7. So we think 7's the big one. 7, 8, 9. 9. Did you get 9 too? 2 plus 6. 8. 2 plus 5. 7. 2 plus 4. 6. 2 plus 3. 5. And 2 plus 2. 4. Awesome job. If you need a little bit of help practicing those, maybe there was some that kind of tricked you and you didn't get them quite when I was going so fast, go back to the beginning and watch that part again and get really good at that adding and try to be a good adder in your head because that'll make us quick and ready for first grade. Okay, now it's time for the challenge at the end. This challenge, you guys are gonna think it's so easy, but I'm gonna show you something a little bit new. So we talk about adding all the time. We've gotten actually really, really good at it. And what we're gonna talk about now at the end of our video is something new, a little bit new, and I wanna see if you notice anything. Look at these 2 problems. They look really close, although there's one really important difference. Do you see it? It's this sign right here in the middle. We've seen this one a bunch. This is what we just practiced. This is the adding sign, which means that I needed to put this number and this number together and make a bigger number. Now this sign actually is called subtraction. Say that word with me, subtraction. So subtraction, it's kind of a funny word, and it means to take away. This adding is put together. Put together and make something bigger. This one is take away to make it smaller. So let me show you here with some dots first. So if I have 5 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 2 dots, I know that I need to add all those dots together to make a bigger number because this here is telling me to add them. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that one would mean 7. But this one is way different. It's not adding to put them together anymore. It's taking them away. So if I start with this first number here and I make 5 dots, I've got my 5 dots there. Now, I just told you, I can't add 2 more. What do you think I'm gonna do? I am gonna take 2 of them away because I'm going to subtract 2 of them. So I need to take away 2. I'm going to take away these 2 here on the end. 1, 2. If I took away 2, how many is left? Only 3. 1, 2, 3. So subtracting is taking away and things getting smaller. Think of it this way. If I made 5 cookies, because cookies are delicious and I like to make cookies. If I made 5 of them and then I ate 2, that would be like subtracting 2. Had 5 cookies, ate 2 of them. How many cookies are left? 3 cookies. You think you can get that? Let's try another one. We're gonna try another one with some pebbles that I've got here. Erase my board. All right, guys, so this is the part where you can get back out your paper and I want you to practice along with me. I'm gonna have you watch me work on my board and I want you to try to work on your board. So have your things back out. If you didn't get them, go ahead and pause the video and go grab them. We're gonna start with 6 minus 1 equals. So write 6 minus 1 equals on your board. I'm going to use my pebbles here. If you have some stuff at home you want to go grab, that would be a great idea. You can also make dots just like we did in that first one. So these are going to be my dots. So I'm going to put 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 pebbles right here. Now normally when we're adding, we would just add 1 more pebble over here, but I can't do that because that is not an adding sign. That is a subtracting sign. So what does that mean? Do you remember? I hope you said take away because that would mean that I need to take one of these pebbles away. Just one because it's saying 6 subtract 1. So 6 take away 1. How many is left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 take away 1 is 5. Let's try another one. Okay, let's do 4 take away 3. I've got my pebbles here. I need to start with this one, and that is 4. So that means I need to put 4 pebbles up here. So 4 pebbles. What do? Well, it doesn't say add. It says subtract, and subtract means to take away. So I need to take away 3 of them. Help me out here. 1, 2, 3. If I take away 3 pebbles, how many is left? Just 1. Look at that. I could even show that on my fingers. If I had 4 fingers and I take away 3 of them, 1, 2, 3, I would just have 1 left. Interesting. Okay, let's do one more together. My board's hard to erase. Okay, right on yours. Let's do 8. That's a little bigger. 8 subtract 3. So now I have to think of 8. Let's do dots this time because you might be using dots at your house. So I'll do dots with you. How many dots do I need to make here? 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now earlier I erased them, but maybe you're using a pen or a marker and you can't erase. That is okay. What you can also do is you can X them out to show them that you don't need them anymore. So let's X out this time. And I'm going to X out how many? How many do I need to take away or subtract? 3. So let's X out 3. 1, 2, 3. So I don't need those 3 anymore. I'm showing that I don't need them by putting X's on them. So I have to figure out what's left. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. There are 5 problems left. Good job. Okay, this is the last part. This is where I'm gonna have you do a couple on your own. So have your board out or your paper or whatever you're using and whatever you're writing with, and I want you to write these problems along with me. And then you can go ahead and pause this video, try to figure out what the answers are, and then I'll show you my answers at the very end, all right? So the first one I want you to write down, just write them all down first, and then you can figure out what the answers are when we're done. I want you to write down 4 plus, put that plus sign in there, 4 plus 4 equals, okay, now go down underneath it and write 6 plus 2 equals, and then go down under that one and write 2 plus 5 equals. Now, I'm going to put one challenge one in there for you. See if you can do it. Underneath that one, I want you to write 6 minus, remember that's just a straight line. It's not a plus sign, just straight. 6 minus 2 equals. Okay? So you can pause it right here so you can get all of these wrote down on your board. Try to figure out the answer. I'm going to give you a second to pause it because I'm going to pause mine and I'm going to write down the answers. So pause it right here. Okay, I've got the answers on my board. Do you have them on yours? If not, like I said, pause it. I'm going to show you. Okay, so start with this first one. 4 plus 4 equals 8. Is that what you got? 6 plus 2 equals 8. 2 plus 5 equals 7. Now, did you notice on this one, the big number wasn't first? If you looked at this one, you kind of had to use your really good eyes to find that 5 is bigger. Start with 5 because that makes it easier. And then 2 more just like we did in our head. 5, 6, 7. And got 7. This was your tricky challenge one. It's okay if you didn't get it. This is something that's a little bit new for us. So 6 subtract 2. I can make those dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, we can either erase mine because it's a wipe off board or X them out. Let's X 2 out. 1, 2. So how many is left? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. Did you get 4 too? If you did, that is super awesome. That is a new skill to have for getting ready for first grade. Okay, friends, that is all I have for you today. Thank you for doing math with me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you again next time.